Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing today? So, just like I've committed to do, I am back with another video, um, and I'm going to try to do one a day. So, I had a question by one of the um, people on the YouTube video I did last. They asked about, um, they seem to think they have a pretty good differentiation, and it seems like they're having trouble putting those things together and getting a manufacturer that can do both. Now, it's a really tough question to answer because I don't know what the product is. So if I knew more about it, I could probably give a more concrete answer. But let's just talk about what you can do, just in general. So let's say you found a product and you want to put it together with a completely almost unrelated product, but somehow they mesh together. But the manufacturer doesn't make both of them. Well, that can be challenging. Now, if there is some relation, and I'm assuming there's some, if you're putting them together, um, it's not always the case though, but I'm assuming there's some relationship there. Um, there's a couple different things that you can go about this. Number one, and I apologize for the dark video. It's nighttime and it's dark in my house right now, but hopefully you can hear me okay. So you could have the product delivered from one manufacturer to another, and then you can have them put it together there at the warehouse, and you can have it shipped in to Amazon. Now, that gets a little tricky, and my concerns would be the liability of that, because let's say you are getting 500 units. You have 500 units of one. Let's say you can get them to agree, which some of them would agree to ship it from one spot to the next. Um, let's say there's a quality issue there, or let's say they got 480 units and they didn't get the full 500, or there's a lot of, you can see how a lot of different things happen there. So one of the biggest issues you're going to have with that is who's liable for what at that point. Now, once the second manufacturer gets the manufactured goods from the other manufacturer, are they liable for the goods at that point, or is the original manufacturer liable for the goods? So you can see how that presents a tricky issue. Um, I wouldn't recommend that unless you have a manufacturer you've been working with for a while. I mean, many months, maybe many orders with, that you trust. I do have some manufacturers that I do trust. Um, Now, they may be able to purchase it directly from that other manufacturer and add it in. And that's something that some trading companies slash manufacturing companies might do. For example, one of the parts of one of my products, they don't manufacture it, so they have to get it from another manufacturer. Now, they do purchase that on their end for whatever cost they pay, which is probably very minimal. And what they do is they add it into my package, and then they put it together, and they take responsibility for all of that. Now, if you have a manufacturer that's willing to do that, that's great. But if you're trying to get a manufacturer to agree to get some delivered from another manufacturer and put it together, that gets a little tricky. And not only that, then you're paying full price from that manufacturer, and full price, what I mean is you're paying wholesale price, what you would pay from over there, plus you're paying an extra shipping cost. So there's a lot to that, and I talked about some of the reasons why you might not want to do that, but here's some of the things you could do. You could first ask that manufacturer to purchase that item and make it part of a package for you. They'll probably get a wholesale price that's much lower than what you'll get because they're buying it within their own country. Now, here's what you could do, and here's the trick I think that would make that potentially possible, is that, number one, if you have a good relationship with a supplier, they might be able to just do it for you. They might be able to find it themselves, especially if it's somewhat related, and add it in for you. However, if not, let's say it's a newer supplier, see if you can find another supplier of the other products you want to add in to make it a bundle that's in the same province or area. So, like, let's pull up a map of China. So, what you can actually do, so when you go on Alibaba, you know, here's a map. So, mainly the coastal cities are going to be the ones where you're getting most of the stuff made, like Shanghai. There's a lot of manufacturing near Taiwan, Hong Kong. Shenzhen's a big one. I know that. So you have to find maybe some that are close together, because then it probably wouldn't be an issue. So, I mean, if you find somebody in Shanghai, well, let's just use this as an example. I mean, let's say you found one manufacturer near Shanghai, and the other one was all the way down here. Um, that would be like, I don't know the distance would be correct, but it's like asking one manufacturer from, let's say, Arizona to ship out to Pennsylvania. That doesn't really make any sense. I mean, that's going to be a lot of money potentially for shipping. And they might do that still, but you understand, you don't want to have them ship it all the way across the country. So here's what I would recommend. See if you can get a manufacturer to agree to either purchase it themselves, which would be ideal, because then they're responsible for the entire thing. Or if you're going to have it shipped into them and bundle it, find out who's going to be liable for that. You'd probably eat the cost if something happened between the manufacturer to the manufacturer. Because let's say the manufacturer's going to put it together for you, says, hey, I only got 480, I didn't get 500. Well, then, it's going to be a pain in the butt. So the more moving parts you're adding, the harder it's going to be to kind of figure out liability there. And that's kind of one of the reasons why, if you're going to use a freight forwarder, for example, Alibaba, I've talked to them. They won't cover you. It's supposed to be covered under the insurance of the freight forwarder, but you're trusting the freight forwarder in that case. So you have to have a freight forwarder that you believe in. That's why I recommend for first orders, let the manufacturer, assuming they have that ability, do the freight forwarding. However, and this is a little bit off topic, but I understand that Alibaba has a new freight forwarding service that they compare with like 10 different freight forwarders. So that might actually save you some money, and I haven't checked it out yet. I'm planning on hopefully making a video on it. That might save you some money and hopefully make Alibaba cover you if anything should happen. And that's what you want. You want to be covered if anything should happen to your order. It's not a big deal until it happens. You know what I mean? And then, your $5,000 or $10,000 order, if you start getting more orders, is gone. Or if you do a $20,000 order, God forbid something happens to it, and Alibaba's not going to cover you. So, hopefully you're following along with me. So here's what I recommend. Let's say you want to combine. I'm going to just pick. Let's just find something, right? Let's go to Home and Garden. Okay. Let's say, and this is going to be a poor example, but let's say you want to do a clock. Let's say you're going to do this clock, right? Let's say this is in demand, you've checked the numbers, looks good, but you want to combine that with a mirror. So let's say this place does not do mirrors. They only do, and mirror I wouldn't do, but I'm just using this as an example. Maybe we could come up with something better. Let's say you want to do a wall decal with this clock, right? But they don't do wall decals, they only do the clock. So you would want to find the clock you want. Let's just assume this is the clock you want. Okay, this place is in Ningbo. Okay, so you're going to go on your Ningbo, China. Okay, so Ningbo, I have done some business out of there before, right on the East Coast, right? Alright, to the south of Shanghai. They manufacture there. I know that's one of the bigger spots they manufacture from. So you ideally want to find somebody around here to ship in to Ningbo if you're going to do this. So let's say you want to do a wall decal, right? Because that's what I kind of decided what we were going to do. So we know they're in Ningbo. There's a wall decal. So Yiwu. So you have to do a little research, but hey, it's not going to kill you. So Yiwu, where's Yiwu? Let's find out. So there you go. I mean, that was just random, and let's just say that happens to be the wall decal you want. You see, that's not too far from Ningbo, really. So if you could have your wall decals manufactured in Yiwu, let's say you wanted to combine it or even add it somehow to the package for the clock, This here to here is not very far. So if you get a manufacturer to agree to package that together, either one, again, see if they can purchase it from them directly and combine it as a package deal, or two, see if you can have it manufactured and shipped over to Ningbo. But again, understand that there's more moving parts, there's liability issues, like who's responsible for it from here to here? Is it them? I would assume so. Now once they get it, assuming everything's made to quality, you may even want to get an inspection, which you can do. You can actually get somebody to video inspect it and show you. But once they combine a product together and ship it out to you, what if the part that was made in Yiwu, and if I'm butchering the name, I apologize. What if the part that was made in Yiwu doesn't meet the standards of the ones that are making the product in Ningbo? So you'd want to get samples of both before you did any of this. Just for peace of mind, I always recommend that. But so we send it over to Ningbo, they combine together, they ship it over to you. There's option one. Again, the proximity is going to be better, and I've already discussed the options there. The second option, if they can't get it themselves, well, let's just say the third option. If you can't have it manufactured in Yiwu and shipped to Ningbo, the package together, that's option one. And you want to have that close because it's going to save on shipping costs, right, for the manufacturer. Or two, they can purchase it directly off them and combine it into a package for you. That's option number two. Option number three, you can have both of them shipped to a warehouse or to your place, and you can combine them yourself, which is pretty cool. So that's an option number three. Combine them yourself, do the work, and then ship it into your local Amazon warehouse. It's going to take some work from you. It's not completely passive in that case, but it's an option if you really feel like this is going to be a moneymaker for you. You can't get any agreement between manufacturers. That is an option, and then you don't have to worry if this guy's in Yiwu, they might be down here. It doesn't matter. They're both shipping to you. But also, it's going to increase your costs because it's going to increase the cost. Ship to you, then you're going to have to again ship it again to Amazon. So it's going to increase your shipping costs. So consider that. Now, if you're the only one with that differentiation, you feel like it's a home run, might well be worth it. So let me give you a fourth option, which people may have not have thought about, which until recently I wasn't aware that this existed. But what we can do, we can go to Fiverr, or I know there's some on Fiverr, at least. Oops, I don't want to go. I don't know what that is. Oh, there we go. All right. It looked like a fake website to me. Fiverr. There we go. Okay. Type in Amazon warehouse and packaging. Okay. So here we go. This guy, now, you want to find somebody who's reputable, but you can do a search. There are people in here that will do this for you. So let's see what he says he'll do. For 15 bucks. Okay, but I know I've seen it. So you can search around on some of these gig websites. Not sure exactly what to search for. Amazon FBA warehouse. This is probably going to be an option that many people have not thought of. So there we go. Like this guy will do it. Yeah. So basically, and I even have a guy that can do it. You can have it shipped in to, like this gentleman here will do it. You can have it shipped into a warehouse, and he'll store your stuff for you, and he'll label it, and he may even go as far as putting it together for you. So you could have your stuff, for example, shipped from wherever you get the two products. Let's say it's Ningbo and Shenzhen. It doesn't matter from where else. Shenzhen's right here. So you can have them both shipped to his warehouse. Not only would he store it for you if you want to get some extra stuff, especially during the holidays, and save some shipping costs, but you could have them combined at that place as well. Now, there would be a fee for that, but it may save you from having to do the work, number one. Number two, it may be the same cost, for example, of having it shipped to your home, putting it together, and then having to ship it again from your house. But then again, you have to have it shipped again from the warehouse too, depending on how close it is to whichever warehouse you're shipping it to. Point being, there's multiple options. I've covered 4 different options you could do, and I'll recover them one more time. So for the question about combining items that aren't necessarily, I don't want to say aren't related, but are not manufactured from the same place. If the manufacturer can't do it, your first best option would be to find a manufacturer that can do both. If they can't, and they're that different, but they would do a good combo, try to find cities that are close together, see if they can work it out amongst each other, and the person you're buying it from, either one or the other, will package it together and ship it out to you and take responsibility for that. 2, have it manufactured from a city that's close and have it shipped out to the other manufacturer in order to combine it. Again, we talked about the moving parts there and the liability issues there. 3, have it shipped to your house, combine them, and then ship it into the Amazon warehouse yourself. Again, more shipping costs. It's going to kill your margins more, so consider that. Number 4, go on one of these freelance websites, find a warehouse that's willing to put them together, do a quality check for you, and combine the packages together for you and ship them into a warehouse from there. That way you wouldn't have to do any physical work. So again, I'm not sure the cost there. You'd have to do the research. You'd have to ask the person. But there are services that do that. So you have an option there. So there's 4 different options you can do. I really hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I really appreciate it, guys, if you could like and subscribe to the channel. Here to help. I really enjoy helping people. I really enjoy teaching. I think that's where I want to go with this. I've gained so much knowledge from doing so much research, and I love to do this. This is really what I want to do. I think for my life, I want to do this for a living. This is a dream of mine. I do enjoy my job, and I'm blessed to have it. And I love working with people. But yeah, guys, I'd love to keep bringing you guys content. I'd really appreciate it if you did like and subscribe to the channel. It would really help me out. Also, I'm going to put some links in here for my future videos for Amazon, for Jungle Scout. If you guys are interested in getting that, it would help me out a little bit if you clicked on the link, and my affiliate link. That would really help. Also, potentially in the future here, we might have a link to Paul's new stuff coming up. We are discussing that, so there's nothing concrete yet. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great night. And if you guys have something you want me to cover, I'd be happy to do that. Just give me a heads up. All right. Peace, guys. Have a great night.